Now, if this doesn't look familiar, it shouldn't. This is San Antonio, downtown San Antonio. Interesting McDonald's there and Five and Dime. Chipotle. Well, they're not busy. You know, funny, every Chipotle I've seen has always been packed, no matter what time of day. If you're in San Antonio, there's one place that must be visited. Las Alamo. Alamo? Alami? Is there a plural to Alamo? Alamos? Former entry to a mission at San Antonio del Vidal, better known as the Alamo, made through the arch gallery located in the middle of a single-story low barracks. The Texans mounted a cannon around the perimeter of the 3-acre compound, helped repel attacks by Santa Ana forces. Located directly behind the entrance was a small earthwork fitted with 2 cannons. The Texas guns captured by Mexican soldiers once they entered the compounds were turned into defenders on retreat in Long Barrel Church once well taken. Here's the Alamo wall. This is what the Alamo looked like when it actually happened. So here's the entranceway, which everyone recognizes, and they also would have defended this wall. Okay. All right. All the rest of this, and they would have defended this as well. Okay. Which is gone, which would have extended out. Okie dokie. I mean, they have other renditions of like, here's the way it looked here, here's the way it looked here. Letter from the Alamo, Commander of the Alamo, blah blah blah, to the people of Texas and all fellows, since I am besieged by thousands or more of Mexicans in Santa Ana. I have sustained continual bombardment cannon for 24 hours and have not lost a man. The enemy has demanded a surrender at discretion, otherwise the garrison are to be put to the sword. If the fort is taken, maybe I'll have to do a tour. I'd have to do a tour. That is El Alamo. It's funny, you don't see them any. Well, you see some bullet like things, but they must have done some repairing. That's the only thing I can think of. This is the interior courtyard. There's a museum. The mission period. When obviously it was used as a mission when it was first founded. Decline of Spanish rule as the Mexicans rose up. Part of here was the problem was Mexico. Well, they were afraid of American expansion, so their idea was instead of going to war with the Mexicans, instead of going to war with the United States, they allowed Americans to settle. The problem was that the Americans settled and then said like, "Oh no, we don't want to be here." Oh, the battle was only like an hour and a half, the final one where they stormed it. Oh, basically it was like a 5-day siege. From republic to early statehood. You know, I honestly think here, definitely going to need a tour. Definitely going to need the tour. Because they're not, like, it's free, but there's probably a whole lot more. Here's the back. Living history. Ooh, they have a film. The Alamo exhibit. History of a living encampment. It would have sucked to live back in those days. Please keep off grass. Private event in progress. Okay. I might ask them some questions later, after the tour. You know, I kind of have a lot more questions about what actually happened, because I know the Disney film. What I don't know are the other things. I mean, let me get the 411 exactly what went on. Oh, the Alamo siege began in February 23, 1863. The Texans continually armed manned artillery pieces mounted along the rear wall of the church. Huh. Longer than I thought. I thought it was only like a few days siege. Apparently it was a February to March. Alamo ice cream. Oh, come on.
Crockett, a former congressman and famous frontiersman from Tennessee, who arrived just days earlier. Crockett lost his seat in the U.S. Congress.
On the Alamo story, when he saw the John Wayne movie back in 1960, he took a book from, and he could think of nothing else except Alamo stuff. And he bought a lot of artifacts. And when it came time to... It also included his popularity, even for the next Alamo story.
Well, here's how the Alamo worked at the time of the battle. This was the north wall where they actually, where the Mexicans first attacked. This is where Travis will be shot. They say he's the first one. That'll be where the women and children hide and were set free. By the time the battle gets there, it's pretty much already over. Right here is that wall, which is the infirmary. And they actually armed people who were infirm. They also attacked over here with a couple ladders. And I guess they basically breached. Over 90 minutes, they swarmed over. They fell back here. This was their second line of defense. And there was apparently a second story. And over here, the south wall, which was over there, is where Bowie will die. This is the memorial to them. It's a memorial to them because there is no grave for them, because Santa Anna has everyone who surrenders executed, and then after they're executed, he has all the bodies burned. Women and children were allowed, and plus a single slave was allowed to leave. Now, the wall would go out to there, to that building there, up to that corner there, the Hotel Gibbs, and then across down the street to where the south wall will be. That will be the important parts where they war. Now, shortly after the Texan War, Sam Houston will actually have this wall torn down, and he'll build that building. So they weren't into conservation back then. But you can look at the Alamo. You got Tomb Raider, Ripley's Haunted Adventure, the Guinness World Record Museum, and over there is Ripley's Believe It or Not Wax Museum. I don't understand why, because I don't see how that's interesting. I mean, I don't know. Now that Alamo there, where it didn't have a roof, and the main claim to fame it has at the battle is that's where people were executed, possibly Davy Crockett. The two theories of Davy Crockett says that one, he went down fighting, and two, he was captured and executed. Depends on who you believe. That's the oldest building. Right here, this would be the end of the south wall. By the time the fighting got here, it was pretty much over. Sam Bowie's quarters were in here, they're the end there. That's where Sam Bowie, if you believe it, was fought to the end. Of course, some people speculate he was probably dead by the time they knocked in his door, rather than being bayoneted. Ripley's Believe It or Not Auditorium. The Plaza Wax Museum. That's all part of Ripley's. I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, I guess I don't know. I just don't get anything from wax museums. Now they have an amazing mirror maze, which I guess could be entertaining. I guess, maybe. But that's the Alamo. The big thing about the Alamo is that Santa Anna believes that he's not going to face anything that's substantial, so he goes after Sam Houston. Sam Houston around Houston turns around. Santa Anna doesn't have that big army with him anymore. He only has 1,000 men. He attacks him while Santa Anna is basically laid down for a siesta and whoops him. Only something like 600 Mexicans died, 9 Americans died. It's an overwhelming battle because he catches them so off guard. Okay. Obviously,